So here, the Bankers Bible Corporation, voice of the empire, the oracle. Yeah, stupidly they're admitting stuff, but their believers do double think, so they're not bothered. So here they're admitting that cyber is not eco. And look how big these data centres are. They're saying there's already hundreds of these in Britain, and they can have another 100. I think they said there's nearly 500 of these mega computer factories, right? And that's what, quote unquote, AI. All intelligent. Yeah, the all seeing CIA, CAPS AI is just one big fat computer. And the fat computer is split into hundreds, if not thousands, across the world. Big mega factories. So it's the new industry. So it's replaced all the manufacturing and everything else that's been moved to China, and now this is a new industry with pretty much no workers hardly, and it requires shed loads of energy, which comes from burning gas, right, and shed loads of water. And then they tell you that the climate's changed so much that it's too hot and we've got a drought. They declare a drought when it's raining, shit like this. Yeah, this is what's behind all the bullshit. That this has accounted for already a 20% increase in electricity usage, and they're going to be increasing it yet more. And this article tells you all about it, and they stupidly admit it all. Look, yeah, so these mega computers need cooling. These mega computers, which are trying to simulate the mind of the middle class quackademic nonsense that we already have, which is slightly human, but they're so wrapped up in their abstract nonsense that they're barely human at all, but they are slightly human. They definitely live in a human body, but their mind isn't very human. So the big fat computer is going to replace the slightly human idiot quackademic oracle, right? So we had priests, then we had academic priests, then we're going to have a computer priest god thing in the age of AI. And it's using shed loads of energy, taking up shed loads of land, and using shed loads of water. And it's all detailed here. What a load of turd. And as we've seen, it can't tell the difference between people when it's doing its bloody facial recognition crap. It gets loads of stuff wrong. It says if an Irish person's pissed off, then they must be pissed. If a black person's pissed off, then they've just had electroconvulsive shock treatment. Yeah, it's wackadoodles in the head, even more than the posh idiots that created it and that it is eventually intended to replace, having been cheered on by the same posh idiots who over many decades will remove the requirement for their existence in the modern ruling class financial mafia corporate empire. What a joke. And all the fake green grey people are wanting to replace old technology with new technology, which is cyber, and connected to all this and using all this extra energy, and plus of course it's all wireless and surveillance, and the wireless stuff uses energy as well, and they're cheering it all on and saying how eco it is, but it uses loads more energy than the old bullshit. And why don't we just not have bullshit? No, because they're all posh and you have to have bullshit in their stupid mind. Now, there's a lot of blabbity bling blong in here about the cost of the extra energy. And basically the blabbity bling blong if I can find it, here it's in this area here, is basically the Blabbity Bling Blong is basically telling you that, oh, you are going to pay for it. So how does that work? Your electricity bill will increase to pay for a data center that's run by, well, in this case, Google. So you're paying Google, so we, the people, have got to pay Google's electric bill. They say, oh, unless the government invents special, what do they call them? Mechanisms. A mechanism is not a mechanism, it's some scribble on a piece of paper. Unless the government do some scribble on the piece of paper and the scribble on the piece of paper is typed onto the digital internet, unless some script, unless the program is changed, we'll pay the bill. Hang on a minute. So what they're admitting there is currently your electric bill pays for all this shit. Well, hang on a minute. Does our electric bill pay for, like, Network Rail, private company? Does it pay for their electricity on the railway network? Are we paying for all this stuff that tax is supposed to have paid for? Are we paying the council's electric bill? Are we paying the government's electric bills? But all of that is supposed to have been covered by tax, and this and that and the other that we've already paid, and then they want us to pay for everyone else for all the corporate electricity with our electric bills. This is not even government electricity, this is corporate electricity. Yeah? Proving that the government and the corporations is all one fascist international financial mafia corporate empire, isn't it? You automatically, unless they do something about it, automatically we pay their bill, and then not even the government, and we shouldn't even be paying the government's bill anyway. Do you see what I'm saying? What is this scam? Well, hang on a minute. You've just opened a rabbit hole. What do our bills already pay for? Are we paying for the water for this? Is that why our water bills have gone up? Because these things need shed loads of water to cool, and they're having to build new reservoirs for it, and then telling us there's a drought. Yeah, because there's 500 of these, and they're using shed loads of water. Who's paying for it? I suspect we are. Yeah, this little paragraph here tends to suggest that, oh, we're already paying for the electricity for these corporate things. We're probably paying for the water for these corporate things. And what other things are we paying the electric and the water and who knows what else for? Yeah? Somehow these corporations, all their costs are paid by us.